Hey, hey, what we got in there? The bugs are awful over here. So we got the old citronella can. We'll see if this thing helps. Who we got in there? Chunky, what's going on, brother? Hey, my wife's on here. She finally got a notification. Means she finally turned the bell on. Big John, Michael Murillo. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Ooh, burn myself with that thing. Start a forest fire. That's all I need. Start a forest fire live. Oh boy, Larry. I'm fishing over here at Crab Orchard Lake by the kind of by the spillway. I don't know if you guys could hear it in the background or not. If you hear the roar, it's the spillway is right past that island. Hey, Twisted. Yeah, it's this is a nice. It's just a little boat ramp, but it's one that not many people frequent. So I figured I'd come out here, and the rest of the lake is starting to get real shallow, and the water's receding real fast. So this will be one of the last spots where it starts to fall off. So I figured we'd come out here. No, I know you turned the bell on. It's funny, guys. It's wild. People get, hey, Georgia fisherman. Everybody get notifications when I go live. My wife, for some reason, YouTube doesn't like her, so she doesn't get anything. But before we really get started here, the rod closest to us. You were over here Sunday? Man, I wish I'd known that. This rod here is cut bait. It's got a cut gizzard shad I just caught about 20 minutes ago. And this one has a live green sunfish on it. I just come out and threw the net a couple times, and then I got the old zip. Well, that was nice. The Williamson County Highway Department just tried to call in the middle of my live, and the reason they're calling is the road in front of my house. We've been having so much rain, it's been washing it out. Hey, Philip. And I called them this afternoon, asking them to take a look at it. Now they're calling me at 8 o'clock at night. Go figure. I figured they'd call me tomorrow. But no, I got out here and we've got some live bait. I don't know if I can turn it around, you guys see it or not. My live bait is going crazy. Over there, that's that little portable floating live well that I did a short tip Saturday video on of I think back over the winter, maybe, or last part of last year. But that's that thing. It's a collapsible, like spring-loaded laundry basket from IKEA, and I zip tied some pool noodle inside there so it'd float, and just tied a rope onto it. And I caught some bait, tossed that thing out there off in the water. JJ, they're in the water. That's what we're hoping to find one though. We just got started. I've been out here catching bait. But, saw Parker was live. I think he might still be live. Parker Pursuits. I don't know. Earlier I jumped in and he was having some streaming issues, and I didn't get a chance to jump back in. I don't know if he was catching fish tonight or not, but got here a fly. Went out last night, didn't get a thing. Yeah, that's what it wouldn't surprise me to get skunked here. I've never catfished right here. We've gone here to catch our bait though, and this little cut right through here is always loaded full of bait. You can pull in, throw your net a couple times, or fish under a bobber if you're wanting bluegills and sunfish and stuff. And you can spend 10 or 15 minutes here and get all the bait you want. So hopefully there's a predator in here that wants to Somebody said something there. He got a turtle, cat, and a gar so far. Well, hey, that ain't bad. Nothing wrong with any of those. Turtles are good eating. I need to dig out my bells. I've got bells to go on these things. I need to dig them out. Start putting those on there when I fish at night. I ain't used them in a while. I've got the light back there. I got one of those LED work lights like we used last time when I was out there at Little Grassy. Dale Hayslip, what's going on, buddy? Good to see you. They even take you a chicken. That's when you know that they got took the lockjaw there, JJ, is when they won't even bite the chicken. Hey, Chad, what's going on, buddy? I was debating earlier, and Christina verified this. I wasn't sure whether, because I got to work tomorrow, I wasn't sure whether I wanted to go live tonight or go live tomorrow night since I don't have to work on Friday. And I opted to go tonight because I didn't want to interfere with the bait shop or Panfish Nation. I forgot tomorrow was Thursday. It didn't feel like it. So it's Wednesday, and we're out here just hanging out. Got 20 good people in here watching already. That's awesome. Maybe watch me struggle to try to catch a fish tonight, but yeah. I'll tell you what I do need to do while I'm thinking of it is plug my phone in. So give me just a second here, guys. All right, let's make sure we can. You could go fishing tomorrow too and come in and join me on the bait shop. You know what? That's not a bad idea. I may take you up on that one, buddy. Have to see if I can make an escape. And last time I did that, I just caught some panfish, but I'll have to see what we can come up with. Ain't fishing right now, so I'm gonna just watch you ride. That works. Somebody's got to keep an eye on it. I'm good at missing bites. There are little green sunfish all up and down through here. That water's dropped and that big thick black moss, algae, whatever you want to call it, has come in. And so it's they're all up there hiding in that. Every time you catch a fish, you end up spending, you catch a fish, takes twice as long to get all the moss off your hook. But we got a few. I put a small shad on that cut bait rod. We're not going to give it a real long time that we won't take, and I got a couple pretty good sized shad in there. We'll cut a big old hunk of shad, but I figured it's worth a shot to see what they were going to do. Avid, what's going on, buddy? I need to get up there to the Kaskaskia, but the water's up again, is what I've been told. L.R. Skinner, hello from Dallas, Texas. Well, hello from Dallas, Texas. Avid, I'm on Crab Orchard. I'm back here on the southwest corner of the lake by the Spillway. There's a chance I might have to move the car if I'm actually, since nobody really uses this ramp, I just parked on the boat ramp. But that's kind of a not so nice move. So if somebody comes up here, you may see me jump away for a minute, and you'll hear the car start, and I'll pull it up out of the way. But if nobody's out here needing to use it, this is not one of the more popular boat ramps on the lake, and frankly, I wouldn't want to launch a boat here right now as it is, because it's half the ramp's already out of the water. But I've always thought, well, you guys can't really see it, but that's let's see if I turn it. Let's see here. That's a real rocky island right there. It's not a very big one, just a rocky island, and it is littered with deadfall trees and stuff like that. It's rocked on this side of the bank. Hey Rob, good to see you, buddy. Rob was my partner Saturday in the pool party. We didn't catch a lot of fish, but we caught the big fish of the day. and Rob caught his first fish on Kool-Aid chicken that day. I had to trick him into doing it, but he caught his first fish on. Hey, there's J Dog. Now J Dog, on the other hand, in the pool party was on fire. Team J Dog, and then the team of my buddy Heath and Parker Pursuits. They tied for most fish there. They were both on fire all day long. Made an awesome show. Uh, I haven't got a chance to sit down and watch the whole thing yet, but I am going to. Ram Diaz, Rams Bait and Tackle San Antonio. Hey, how's it going, buddy? I got your email. I replied to it earlier. I'm gonna get those hooks shipped out to you tomorrow. I hope you enjoy those. I hope they work out good for you. And so far, my little citronella candle is working. The mosquitoes are leaving me alone, but I've set it up here right next to me too, so I'm liable to catch myself on fire tonight. Just promise me if I set myself on fire, nobody uploads that to the Golden Whisker Awards group with blooper of the year. You know that. Well, that little green sunfish ain't very active now, is he? He just laid up down there. Let's see what we got. Try to keep everything in order there. So is it hot everywhere or just here? Because today it got up into the 90s, and I think they're saying Saturday is going to put me out there for man. Take a guy fishing in your boat, and he's talking about stabbing somebody with a fork. You're probably right. There's a big old fish jumping out that way. I've got this closest rod to me. Sunfish Assassin. Hey, what's going on? Kevin, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. Always a nice live whenever Palmetto Cats makes an appearance. My wife's laughing at putting me out with a fork. I would think, guys, that this has always struck me as a spot that if you spend enough time here, you probably ought to be able to find a flathead. There's some real sharp rocks coming down. Oh, it's almost like it's washed out bedrock. It's just real, almost like a little bit of a bluff, but it's not. Real rocky bottom all through here with all that wood. Plenty of bait fish. It just seems like, to me, has always seemed like a spot that Mr. Flathead would want to cruise and find him something to eat. But we haven't spent a lot of time here either, so let's see here. What rods are you using here? Let me find it here, JJ. JJ, these are Tangled with Catfish Extreme Spinning Series. And I'm not sponsored, so that doesn't even factor in here. These are the spinning series of the Tangled with Catfish Extreme. I use these when I'm bank fishing, and mostly because I got them for a really good price a few years ago used. But my go-to rods are the Tangled with Catfish Extreme Series casting rods. If I'm on a boat, I'm using bait caster, casting rod. Let me see what else you asked there. I'll get them all answered here. Absolute favorite rods. Yeah, that would be those Tangled with Catfish Extremes. I tell everybody the same thing. I know I probably sound like a brokered record sometime, but all the catfishing rods that are out there right now, all the dedicated catfish rods from the reputable manufacturers, every single one of them is more than capable of handling any fish you want to throw at it. Comes down to personal preference. Use what you're confident in. I started out using the tangling with catfishes when that was about all you could really find around here. And to tell the truth, that's what Steve Douglas was using. I was watching his videos and I saw the quality of fish that Steve was catching on them and said, well, if he can catch those on it, they're going to do anything that I need to do. So, Heath, you know where we're at, buddy, but we are at that little boat ramp that you and I stopped at trying to catch bait before we went out in your boat, I guess, that day. Uh, that little gravel ramp on the southwest corner by the Spillway. Whisker whip. Heath loves those. I got rid of every single one of them I own. I probably had 5 or 6 of those things, and I had. It's nothing against them. It is again. Do not take what I'm about to say as anything against these rods. But I kept missing fish on whisker whips, and that rod would take, and then it'd come back up, and they wouldn't hook up. But these things, if they double over, it seems like for me they hook up. Now, uh, Heath is in here. He absolutely loves his whisker whips. He's going to chime in any moment and say how much he loves whisker whips. But whips are great rods. There's nothing wrong with it. It is literally has come down to personal preference, and I lost my confidence in them, and that affected my fishing. So I got rid of those and replaced them with some whips. The guy that bought them was down somewhere on the East Coast, and he's now fishing for sharks with them. So that's, I mean, what in the heck? Oh, there's a big old, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. I'll try to. Right out there swimming. There's a big old beaver swimming through there right now, and I guess he ain't showing up on the, probably just too far enough away that he won't show up on camera. But there's a big old beaver swimming through, probably gonna get into my line. That's what they seem to do. Ernie, good to see Ernie Brown's in here. Good to see you, buddy. How's Chris? I hope Chrissy's doing well. Hope she's recovering nicely. I hated to hear that Saturday whenever I honestly really couldn't tell what was going on, and then after the tournament when I started finding out what was going on, that was, you know, we were all just kind of tore up about that. Ugly stick catfish rods are also awesome. Yeah, I don't have any of those anymore. Heath had the one. I had one of them, and Heath has it now. We trade fishing equipment back and forth like crazy. Let's see, what we've been live? 19 minutes? Let's see here. She had big 3.5 footer on the line. Oh. Heath, I'm fishing with your favorite bait. I'm fishing with what we call rock bass that everybody else calls a green sunfish or whatever it happens to be today. But I stuck one of those on there for now. I like those Okuma Tundras, Evan. Justin, you know, as much as I would like to, I don't think we're going to be able to make that one. That's almost a 6-hour drive, and I just don't see it happening this weekend, buddy, as much as I was hoping it would. Jeremy's Tournament Cat's in here. Hey, how's it going, buddy? This is not, we got a bite. I know I want to catch something on that. I want to catch something on that green sunfish just to break the curse of those. Somebody pulling up back here. You always take that chance when you're sitting at a boat ramp, especially these ones that are out in the middle of nowhere. You always take that chance of somebody pulling up, but it sounds like they might not be pulling up back here. Yeah, they are. Give me a second. pulling up, yep. See if we can get that adjusted. Maybe about time to change bait. How's it going? Yeah, I think we might change bait here. Put that bigger shad on there, see what it does.
Kind of deep down in here?
What's that?
Is it deep down in here?
No, not really at all. It's shallow when they ain't dropping the lake.
Yeah.
It's even worse right now. This is get this piece of bait cut.
Do any good out here? Or?
I catch bait out here a lot. This is the first time I've tried catfishing it.
Yeah. What do you use? Just cut shad?
I'm cutting shad tonight, and I've got one rod that's got live sunfish on it. So, flathead, yeah.
Okay. I usually go. I have a boat. And I go to the near the old road that shoots across.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So that's where I usually
Yeah, that's a
go.
good spot up there.
I didn't know if I could put in. I never fished the dam, so I was just wondering.
Yeah, I put my John boat in out here before. It's been several years back, but the lake was down when I did it too. And you can drop a John boat in, but like I wouldn't drop my bass boat in right now out here. It'd be a pain in the neck. It's probably only, you get 10 foot offshore, it's probably only 2 foot deep out there.
What the hell is that swimming in the middle?
Oh, there's a beaver out there, a big one.
Beaver.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, man. Have a good night.
Yeah, you too.
We're gonna take that little piece of shad off and put a bigger one on now. So look at that. Something was a chewing on that. Probably a crawdad. We'll put us quite a bit bigger shad head on this time. See if we can get something. And might as well move that live bait. Check on him. He's still alive. We'll send him over that way, see what he does. Just got an old Carolina rig out. Let's see if I missed anything. Why always packing, never know what the other person wants to do. Oh yeah, Lee, I'm if I'm awake, I'm armed, brother. I may not talk about it. You may not. You guys may not see it in my videos. Every once in a while, you'll catch a glimpse of one. But if I'm up, if I'm up, I'm armed. So, world is too stinking crazy anymore. Have you tried the pole holder I gave you? You know, Avid, I haven't. I keep grabbing that. I keep meaning to take it out here with me, and I keep grabbing that that corner tee thing that monster rod holder's Bankmaster because it's just I can grab it and get 3 rods on it, but I need to do that. It's probably only the second time I've been bank fishing since. Chad, man, go to the gun show. Yeah, it's sad you have to anymore, guys, but there just ain't no way around it. Were the shad easy to find? Yeah, Heath, they weren't thick like they normally are, but they're all stacked up there at that west end boat ramp, and uh, I threw the net twice. It got me half dozen of them, which is all I needed for tonight. So yeah, if you want shad, buddy, you can get them pretty easy. Some of them were right up there. I mean, just stand on the boat ramp itself and toss it just right where the water meets the ramp, and they were up in there. Let's see. So far, this thing's hooks and hammocks. Chris, what's going on, brother? No, that's not Heath messaging me. That was Webb messaging me. Yep. Well, there are fish here, I think. The guy on the kayak out here got one. Oh, I ruined the joke setup. Did Heath ruin the joke or did I? I would bet right now a guy could go for a hike and park and walk up that spillway. Oh, how did I? Okay, I don't know how I ruined the joke. A guy could park and walk up that spillway and go fish that deep water over there at 20, where it's probably still 20 foot over there, and probably find some fish stacked up. But I've got the stuff. If we don't get something for too long on that, I'm fishing the bottom with that sunfish. Uh, if we don't get something for too long on that, I've got another rod in the car already rigged up with a bobber. We'll put us a glow stick on that thing to put something alive on it. Avid, they're dropping the lake because they have to do some maintenance or some repair work to the spillway. So they started on the 2nd of July, I believe it was, and yep, they're doing a dam repair. They're dropping it by, they said, 1 inch per day until they get it down 48 inches. They're going to drop the lake 4 foot. At which point, over half the boat ramps on this lake will be unusable, and they're going to keep it down while they do that repair, and they said they'll let it fill back up in the late spring, I guess, when the rainy season comes back. So it's I'm afraid we're going to end up seeing at least somewhat of a moderate fish kill out of that. Hopefully not, but this lake was starting to get pretty good. It comes and goes. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy. That's right. We need one. Hit the holes in that rocky spillway. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I thought about taking the boat out tonight, but I was like, it just, it was just easier to throw some stuff in the car and come out and sit. And brought me a bucket and sat down and just kind of relaxed. We were live all day Saturday out on the river, and that one will take its toll on you. Bet it messed up the big chance. Man, I hope it doesn't. There goes that beaver again, right back across the water this way. I think he saw me. If he goes down there and eats that fish, I'm gonna have to quit. No, there he goes. Beaver bite. Yeah, here he comes again. Let's see if we can turn it around. Yep, right over there. He'll start slapping that tail. We've had that happen more than once. Catfish. That's right. That's what we need is a catfish. But yeah, if we don't get some action here in a few minutes, we'll bring that green sunfish in, and we'll toss him aside and let him go, I suppose, and we'll find a lively piece of bait in the thing and put him under a bobber and just pitch him out there and see what we come up with. He's catching fish though. I ain't gonna mess with him. He come through. I think he's throwing spinnerbait. Got him a little bass a second ago. Maybe we get a kayak bite. Lake of Egypt. I missed what Heath is talking about Lake of Egypt here. Oh, probably about slapping the... Man, that'd wake you up there, Aaron. I would not want to... No. I'd be swatting at that. Here he comes again. He's going to come right back over here. Yeah, Rob, we're going to have to go up there to Super Lake. That's one of those places that, with that 9.9 horsepower limit, that I just haven't been able to mess with for such a long time. And I need to go up there and mess around with those things one day. Here comes another car. Oh, it's a noise. I bet it would. I'd probably end up in the water. If I'm in a kayak and some beaver comes up and slaps it, I'm probably going swimming because I'm going to jump. Something tells me I'm messing up a party spot tonight. That's what I'm doing. As of right now, we can still see the rods. I've got that work light over there for when we can't. The sun's now over the horizon, so maybe we'll get us something here in a second. Had a bat fly through here, I think. 45 people watching. Big turnout for a Wednesday night. Hey, my mom's here. Caitlin, my daughter's spending the night over at Grandma's tonight, so Mom and Caitlin are watching. If you guys watched the pool party at all on Saturday when we were streaming that, my mom was the one giving my wife breaks, and she did an awesome job for having never been live. I think Christina and Mom both did a real good job keeping everything running real tight ship there. And keeping everything going like it's supposed to. Bats are cool. They get them bugs. Yeah, I leave bats alone. I don't. They don't bother me. I'm not scared of them, and they're kind of cool looking too. So. Man, I can't believe we ain't had nothing on a piece of cut shad yet. Those channels here like to get up real shallow and munch on shad. You'd think we'd get one. But we give it a... Hey, Jerry. Pretty sure the Bonafide is getting a Tarova. Man. That's going to be awesome. Tarovas are excellent trolling motors. I can't see putting one on a kayak, but Tarovas are awesome trolling motors. It's feeding time. Yeah, you know, this is that time it's going to get, something's going to get out there moving around. Howdy.
Hi, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Like this a catfish?
Yeah, giving it a shot.
We got a lot of them in here.
Yeah, there's some nice channels in here. So.
Yeah.
I'm pre-buying for the boat, really. That makes more sense. Tonight you'll hook one of those flathead. I'm okay with that, Heath. I am perfectly fine with hooking a flathead. I would love to catch one. And I get to fish waters with current. It's doing any good for me. You know what? It's kind of hit or miss. I mean, I think JJ that the rattles probably do a little more for you if you're fishing in current, but I seem like if I'm fishing with a bobber and anything live for catfish, I always throw a rattle on there because that fish swimming around, he's going to make that rattle go off, and you know it can never hurt you. It can never really hurt you being on there, but it can help you. I've seen it help. Parker was live earlier. Jerry, last count I got, you had a turtle, a catfish, and a gar. But wasn't sure if you picked up any more. I tried to get on there when you first went live tonight, about 5:30 or so. I was getting a black screen. There's something wasn't right on it. These stinking things are awesome. These strawberry banana body armors. These things are great. Let's see if we can. We'll turn this light on here. See if we can blind myself real quick. Let's see here. There we go. Turn that old ring light on. Jerry's trying to steal Gabby's turtle title. I know it. I know it. He ain't getting that turtle title though. What bait I got tonight? Jeremy, I am using cut gizzard shad on this rod closest to us. And the rod back there behind it right now has a live, we call them rock bass, green sunfish, pumpkin seed, you know, depending on where you're at, everybody calls them something different. But just a little green sunfish on there. And both of them just Carolina rigged. That's why my fishing was for deep fried type tonight. Heath, don't tell me you went to a steakhouse and got fish there, Heath. I disown you. Let's see if we can attract every bug and weed. help? Yeah, it helped a little bit. There we go. That looked like it helping. It's not blowing out the camera, so. Here, bug. Didn't take long for the bugs to arrive, even with a citronella candle going. That guy didn't take no time to load his kayak up. Wasn't like that day down at Little Grassy here a few weeks ago. I went down there and I was about to have a fit. I got out there, there's a truckload of people. They had two pleasure kayaks, and it took them, I sat there for 10 minutes before I finally said something, because they were playing around on the boat ramp, not loading their boat. And after they left, there was a guy pulled up with his wife and said that they'd been playing on that boat ramp 3 hours prior. So I guess they've been hanging out just playing on that boat ramp all day and blocking traffic. But not typical. I hate Uggs and pumpkin spice too. Yeah, she does not like pumpkin spice. That is why, kind of why it got dumped on the shad in the video. If any of y'all haven't seen that, we did a challenge video back in October, and I think we posted it sometime towards the end of the year, December, January, somewhere in there. But my wife and I were putting some shad away, vacuum sealing them. All right, Ernie, good night, brother. Good to see you, man. Take care, Chrissy. Hey, Jacob. But I think I swallowed a bug. We were vacuum sealing shad and putting stuff away, and I dumped some strawberry jello on the shad, vacuum sealed them that way, and my wife dumped a bunch of pumpkin spice on a bag of shad, and we vacuum sealed those. Well, we went up to Wren Lake and had we had us a contest on that, and ended up they liked those pumpkin spice shad. Excuse me. Yeah. Well, I can't say for sure, but I'm about 99% positive I had a bug fly in my mouth. I got the cough and had to get away. This one there, Michael Williams. Hey, Mike. Jacob, this is Crab Orchard. It's down on the kind of between Marion and Carbondale, so if I remember right, you're up towards Pinckneyville, so not too awful far away from you. What are you going live on a phone? I want to try live stream. I think my camera will connect to my phone too. Twisted, I'm just using my phone. It's a Galaxy S20 Plus, I believe. Hairball, yeah, pretty much. But, you can always you can go off of I know my Hero 9 will connect to my phone. It's supposed to be able to be used as a webcam. I've never tried it, but the camera on this S20 is phenomenal. I'm actually on the front camera on the phone so that I can even see the chat. But if I were to put it on the back camera, I've got an even wider view. It's pyramid. Pyramid's supposed to be good. We were just talking about that one earlier, Jacob. It was Mo Creek Fishing was talking about the channels in Super Lake. Whew. Tell you what, I'd trade something for a bit of a breeze tonight. It's one of those kind of air that you wear kind of things, to quote our local weatherman. I'm gonna move that shad off that point. If they ain't hanging out there, we'll just go straight across. The channels in this lake aren't usually shy, so if you get on them, you're gonna know it. We've caught a few during live streams that year. Shad head about to come off. Send that one. Send this one straight across. There you go. That's almost on the other shore. So far, we haven't had any action on either one of them. So I'll leave it up to you guys. If you want, I will leave that. If you want, I'll leave that Carolina rig on, and we'll leave that that little live bait down there at the bottom. If you guys think I ought to, I've got a rod here with a old catfish rattle on it, and we'll or catfish bobber, I should say, but it does have a rattle. And we'll put something underneath that, stick a glow stick on it. So I'll let you guys choose what we do here. Do we bring in the take care, LR? So do we go bottom or bobber? And this is why I don't catch flatheads, is because whether or not to try and go fishing that again or not. Even not catching anything, JJ, it's pretty relaxing. So send that float along the bank. Jerry, I don't have any chicken. I left it in the freezer. I would say I gave it all to Rob. He took it all from me. But, let me go get a piece of bait, and water's only like 3 or 4 feet. Yeah, so let's. It's shallow here no matter what. I'll go get us something live. We'll rig it up and stick it under that bobber and see if we can find something that way. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. We got us this nice little female bluegill over here. Get her hooked up. Back here. Hook me. her through the tail. Get this thing in. So we ain't violating no laws. That rod in, get this glow stick put on. Oh yeah, we can see that. We'll go about 2 foot deep with that one. That one didn't want to stay with us. We'll get another chunk of bait. See the bait come off the hook. All right, let's see. Pitch that thing back over. We got that bobber out there. That old thing's swimming around already. I think we'll almost want to free line that thing. I'd turn that around a little bit. I get it just enough. Can you guys see the bobber now? Yeah. The chat covers it up, but you can buy a third rod license. It seems everyone I watch on YouTube has a half dozen. Yeah, you know, you can jug out here with up to 50 hooks, but according to the regulations, it's 2 pole and line only. So, stinking things coming all the way back over here. Thought that thing actually jumped for a second. Yeah. Let's see if I can get this turned. I'm gonna hold this rod in my hand, see if you guys can. Nope. He's probably closer to me. We grew up not too far apart. That stinking thing has swum all the way back here to the bank. I've got that rod with the uh, bobber on it right here in my hand. Yeah, he come all the way back. What the heck? Okay, next time I put bait on, I do it in the light. I hooked him through the belly. I couldn't have done that again if I tried. Alright, there's that there. I pitched him back out there. He ain't hooked through the belly no more. And I'm just going to keep an eye on that bobber and kind of freeline that. Hey, what's going on, Betty Cross? And that old thing is swimming off again. He's hanging out at the end of the boat ramp right now, so. This whole little neck probably, I would bet money right now that I could walk from here to that island and probably never go above my waist unless I just happen to sink in the mud. We'll let that thing out there. We'll let him swim around and see what he does. Still got 41 people watching, which is good considering we ain't had a bite yet. Oh, I say that. Keep an eye on it, guys, because that one with the Catfish Dave is a cool, funny dude. Yeah, Catfish Dave's funny. I like watching him. Broke it on a small cat. Good night, Chrissy. Hope you're feeling better. And I said we hadn't got a bite, and about the time I stood at that rod back there with the Carolina rig and the cut bait, it didn't get much of one, but it got some attention. We'll get this thing hooked back up here. Now I do my best not to have to count all the rods when I leave. Make sure we don't forget one. That'd be bad. I don't know if we can get. Let's try it. I can blind myself. Let's see if that looks like it made it a little better. And it attracted even more bugs. What in the world? I wish I could show you guys this. I don't know that I can. The citronella candle that I'm using, rotate device. Okay, no, I can't show it to you. The citronella candle that I'm using is full of mosquitoes. They have landed inside that candle. So they like it. And guys, I've been talking to Heath. Uh, our biggest weakness when it comes to catching a flathead is patience. Uh, with blues and channels, if you don't get, if I don't get a bite in about 15, 20 minutes in the summertime, I'm bringing it in, changing baits, throwing somewhere else, see if I can get something's attention. And with a flathead, everybody's told me you don't want to do that. Let it sit, let it soak, and he's more like a house cat. He's going to do things when he wants to and not when you want him to. But we've been talking about going down to the river. We found us a spot. Last time we used it, full of bucks. I know it. It's crazy. These things are supposed to be awesome. I almost bought me a tiki torch. Well, that little bluegill's out there going crazy. He was sounding like a chicken when he was fishing. What are we talking about there, Dean? Oh, Catfish Dave. Was he making chicken noises? I didn't see that one. If he did. I might have to go back and watch that one. Oh. That cut bait getting attention. Nothing. What in the heck? There you go. Sit on that spot in Ohio and just sit there and try not to move. That's the plan. Go out there and I said go out there and bring the tablet and sit and watch a movie. Which my vote, if I'm going to sit on the Ohio River in the middle of the night, I'm going to watch Jaws. Something right, you're left of the screen. Oh, okay. Hold on, Chris. Is that any better, buddy? I moved that thing around and I did picture about like deer head patient purchase. Can you guys see everything better now? The ring light was blocking the. I have the phone actually. The phone is actually behind the ring light instead of in front of it. A big old heron going crazy. Something's tasted that cut bait a couple times, but so far nothing. It might be another big old crawdad over there. Heath, I'm afraid I should have sent you pictures, buddy, but I went over the lake and was looking how far it's down, and it's noticeable now. And I'm afraid our cypress trees that we like to get into for channel cats might be just out of the water. They might be plumb out of the water now. There's something messing around over there. I kind of wish that reel there had that dang old beaver chasing kitties out. Yeah, ain't no kidding. Yeah, Jacob, we may have to do that sometime. Oh. Alright. Did you guys see that one? Let's see if I can do it. If Chunky's still in here, I'm going to try it. I'm going to try to stick my finger out there and make that thing touch my finger before I go running for it. Chunky, I learned it by watching you. Man, guys, I will tell you right now, if you guys have never watched Chunky Cat's fish, he puts on some awesome live streams, guys. He is just... Yeah, we'll have to do that. That was pretty good little takedown there for a second. I think we got something. I think we got something small messing with it, is what we got. But I'd take it. Don't tell Jerry Parker, but I almost grabbed me a thing of chicken before I left and decided to go with natural baits. Old bluegill is out there just hanging out in front of the boat ramp. He ain't doing nothing. But every time he's moving, he's making that rattle buzz a little bit. So if there's something out here, he's going to get his attention. I should have brought my scissors. Michael, no, I haven't caught anything yet tonight, buddy. We've had those just a few minutes ago. Finally got that's the first bite I'd seen since I got out here tonight and went live. I don't have a whole heck of a lot of bait. I don't know if I can. I'll see if I can show you guys that. Nah, let's go. It'd blow the camera out. Ugh. That stinking thing, I'll take a picture of it later. That stinking candle is full of mosquitoes. They're all flying in there and dying. Which if they're landing in there, they ain't landing on me. So far, they ain't really bothering me too bad. So, had a really good day on chicken. Only one fish on skip or shad. Yeah, that's crazy how that happens sometimes. I sat out there 3 hours last night with a live gill. When I reeled him in, he'd gained 4 ounces for lack of food. That ain't good. That ain't instilling me with confidence there. Ozark guys fishing. Howdy, howdy. Oh, the bluegill trying to. I saw movement on the camera and I thought it was the other rod, but the bluegills. I've got that thing free lining. We'll give that thing. We got an hour and 8 minutes. We'll give that piece of cut bait a few more minutes here, and if it don't hook up, we'll reel in and put the other half of that shad on there and pitch it back out. Because obviously, whatever's messing around ain't wanting to eat. We'll send it down that way. We'll send it down that way on the next cast. Yeah. Something's aggravating the heck out of that bluegill. I know he probably ain't big enough to take that bobber down on his own, but he's starting to dance. Maybe something's looking at him. I'd love to catch a flathead tonight. Wish I could show you guys what the thing's doing. Let me see if I can. I don't know if it'll do it or not. Let's try here. No. Nope, too dark. I was hoping that maybe if I turn that thing around without the ring light, you guys would be able to see that that bobber out there. He's running in circles and going, zipping back and forth, going crazy. So So we'll let him sit out there and go nuts and see if he'll attract Mr. Flathead up into the shallows. We got 111. Maybe a cat is getting him. That's what I'm hoping for. And so far it's not gone. So far it's not gone under. He's just out there dancing. He might have found another bluegill. He might have to be out there hanging out, saying, "Look at me, I got a piercing." Dan Thompson, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you. We got 111. We'll go to 115 here, which is about 3 more minutes. And if we ain't got something on that cut bait rod when I hit an hour and 15, we'll pull that in and put the other half of that shad on there. This lake's a real good lake for shad. We're just kind of, it's open enough that we can kind of, with our cast, just work up and down that bank. And I'm going to get swarmed and carried off by those mosquitoes whenever I go over there to get that. My favorite bait is a secret. I use garlic powder, soy sauce, and chicken breast. Hey, I tell you what, we put, I've been after a fish on chicken for a while. And I put out a video a few weeks ago where Heath and I were drifting the Ohio River in his boat. And we were using boneless, skinless chicken thighs with cherry Kool-Aid and about the same amount of powder that comes in a Kool-Aid packet. I put garlic powder on there, and that thing, that's the first time we'd ever caught a fish on chicken. Who won the tournament a couple weeks ago? That was actually this past Saturday, Jacob, and that was it was a tie for most fish between the team of Heath and Parker Pursuits there, and J-Dog, if he's still in here. Team J-Dog and Team Heath and Parker got, shoot, how many fish did you guys have? I don't want to undercut you. Oh, that ain't good, JJ. They're going to be, you got a piece of charcoal out there on top of the grill now. 9 fish. Okay, I was going to say 7, but I knew that wasn't right. I didn't want to mess it up. Chad and D Fields, I want to say, had the smallest fish at 1.5. And then Rob from Mo Creek Fishing and I had the biggest fish, caught about in the first 35-36 minutes of the tournament, with a 25.5-pound blue, real nice blue that was still full of eggs. That was what we couldn't get over. I brought her in, held her up, and she spit eggs all down my shirt. She slimed me. But I would have thought they'd have been spawned out by now. Let's see, we got 115.20. I'm gonna bring that cut bait in. We're gonna take and that light sticking straight up, guys. Alright, let's look at our bait, see what we have. We had pull downs, but we still got, they ain't all chewed up. So, good chance that was a fish and not a crawdad. Just probably not a fish big enough to do anything with that. So, we got us a body piece here. With some gravel for extra flavor. Alright, Mr. Bluegill has made his way up all the way to the boat ramp, so I'm going to go over and pitch him in real quick. Alright, I threw him out a little bit further that time. I'll let him go hang out in the middle. Heath, you probably had your personal bass hooked early Saturday. There's a good chance of that. There's a real good chance of that, from what I've heard. I don't know if it was visible during the tournament or not, but early on in the tournament, Heath had a tangled the catfish extreme, doubled over and rip and drag off into the Ohio River on a flat where there is nothing to hang up on. So I want to say it was a great big old skipjack head that it bit. So there is something big roaming that flat, and at some point we're going to catch that thing. Let's see what old Mr. Bluegill is going to do here. Missed one there twice, once with me. Yeah, and I missed one. I fished out there by myself and missed one on that flat. There is something out there that is huge, and he is smart. Jeremy, it's not a bad little spot. It's a flat and about anywhere from 20 to about 30 feet of water or so, and it's just lined. It's covered. It's a big old mussel bed, and we didn't know that until Heath brought his line in one time, and it was tangled up in somebody else's line, and a mussel had clamped down on it, and there was two or three nice mussels on there. So we definitely marked it, because anytime you find a mussel bed, you know you're going to find some place that the fish are going to feed. So there's going to be something big come off that mussel bed. I have no doubt. I just want to see something bend one of these rods over tonight. I would love to know if there's actually a catfish over here. Heath and I, the only time we ever fished for catfish here, we fished the backside of this island, and we didn't do any good, but we didn't do any good that day at all. We tried spots that we know we usually catch a fish at, so first the best is 5 pounds. Give it time there, Jacob. You'll have that one beat. It won't take much. But 5 pounds, respectable cat any day. Use 2 circle hooks, 1 J hook, and get them. The big ones don't get big for being dumb. That's the truth. That's the truth. You know, they get that way by being smarter than the average bear. It was last summer, bad night, period, 0 bites. Yeah, I think we had one Need to grab some bluegill and try the spillway soon. Yeah, Jerry, come over here. We'll go fish at Spillway sometime. It is, I'm telling you right now, it sounds like a dang waterfall over there as it is. But, and I'm wanting to go over and mess with Wren Lake Spillway. I haven't been up there since the winter. I was about to say the fall, but it was the winter when I had my fall up there. And for those of you who don't know, I was up there fishing. I got snagged, and I walked, because it's just rocks, it's real shallow. So I walked downstream of it to get out of that snag, and I had a rock teeter on me, and I went for a flight and landed smack dab on my rear end and broke my tailbone. So if you guys have never broken a tailbone, I highly discourage it. It's not fun. And that was I think November or December, and I still feel that thing. So alright, what are we saying here? Wren Lake Spillway is good. Hit striper in Wren Lake. We used to go up there and catch white bass when we were trying to catch crappie. Heath and I we got into this back before we started recording video. Before I started recording videos at all, we got up there and we were crappie fishing one day in the dead of summer when we shouldn't have been, and we got up under the bridge there where Interstate 57 passes over, and we got into those white bass, something fierce, and on that ultra light crappie tackle, we were having a ball. But that spillway, I like that spillway, and you never know what you're going to find up there. I've caught spoonbill up there this fall. Caught some little spoonbill. I wish I'd caught a big spoonbill. If I'd have caught a good sized spoonbill, it was going home. Those are really good eating if you know how to clean one, and I don't, but my dad does. So if I ever get a big spoonbill, you better expect a catch, clean, and cook video, and I'm going to have my dad explain how to clean a spoonbill, and I'm going to record it. That way anytime I catch one in the future, I'll be able to go back, watch my own video, and remember how to do it. But I don't know if my mom is still in chat or not. She was watching a little while ago, but we were back long time ago, probably early 90s. Me and Dad and my uncles and Grandpa went back behind Kentucky Dam, and this was back before the Asian carp took over back there. And guys used to go back there and go snagging for those paddlefish, those spoonbills. And we went back there and went snagging, and we got into them like nobody's business. And we had to go get more coolers, and we loaded my mom's brand new van down with coolers full of fish and drove home. My mom like killed him over it. She was mad. That van stunk like fish. I don't know I've ever seen her that mad. And if she was in here, she'd defend herself, say she didn't get that mad, but my dad would back me up on that one. She was not happy that day. But that meat on those spoonbills, man, that's good white meat. Looks like chicken. Jerry'd use it as bait. It looks so much like chicken. There's a fight. Oh, spoonbills put on a fight. If you catch one in the when you're snagging, you never know where you're going to catch him at. You catch one of those things in the side, and you try to bring him in broadside to that current down there behind Kentucky Dam, and you got a fight on your hands. But I haven't gone snagging in probably 10 years, and I'd put out a video doing it, but one, I don't do it hardly that often. It's been forever since I've done it, and two, even though it's legal, and even if you do it responsibly, every time you put out a video, Every time somebody puts out a video snagging, out come the trolls. So they throw a fit over it. And just like anything else, you can be responsible. You know, you can put a trot line out and be responsible and keep a few nice fish and let the big ones go and run your trot line, and it's good. Yeah, it's not good on the fish. Yeah, no, it's not good on the fish. But they make you keep everything you snag down there. So, I mean, you can put jugs out, you can put trot lines out, and you can let them sit for a week and not touch them and kill a bunch of fish. Or I've heard that, Jeremy. I've heard that lake is overrun with trot lines, and we have some folks here that I've come across them before where they're not labeled, they're not, you know, they're an obvious illegal trot line, and people just let the fish sit on there and rot. But anytime we've put them out and stayed on the water the whole night and checked them every couple hours, and you know, it's a good way to get some table fare for a fish fry or something. You know, keep anything under 10 pounds that you want, get you a few fish, and then pull that thing up. But Mr. Bluegill's still messing around out there, not really doing much. Yeah, 127 trot line in Pink Go. Is there really? I didn't even know that was legal over there. Of course, that doesn't stop anybody. Something jumped right out in front of a frog or something. That's a good thing about bobbers, though. I can tell my bait's still alive. It's still out there swimming and going crazy. It's just not attracting anything. I think we're coming up on the hour and 30 mark. Haven't had anything on the cut bait in the new spot, so I'm gonna get us a spotlight going here. There we go. We can see now. I don't know if you guys can see it, but I'm gonna throw this thing over towards that little cut. I looked in that spotlight over the blind. There we go. We're about man, those LED spotlights are bright. There we go. We turn all that back out. Still a lot of big fish on Sandy Cooper. Man, I tell you what, turning that spotlight on might have been a mistake. Yeah, whole bunch of bugs up here now. But guys, we got a minute while nothing's biting. I've got a couple videos that I'm working on right now. One, I'm actually fishing the spillway right here at this lake. Whoa. And I'm watching the bluegill. It's getting excited about something. One, I'm fishing the spillway here at this lake, caught an odd lot of fish. And the other one's going to be Short Tip Saturday for this week. We're going to be talking about creating custom screens on Lowrance fish finders, because they come with all kinds of they come with all kinds of screens on them, but you can get in there and you can make screens that are exactly what you want in the position you want them in, and those come in real handy. And it's not hard, it's not difficult to do at all, but it's one of those things that until you've done it once or twice, it takes a minute. HDS Live, that's a real good unit there, Jeremy. It's a real good unit. I'm running I'm not running anything near as fancy as that. I'm running a Hook 2 with a 12-inch screen, but it's a triple shot, so it does the side imaging and everything. For the money, it's been one of the best. It's probably the best fish finder I've ever bought. I picked that thing up for around $700, and I caught it on sale at Academy Sports. But I pitched that thing up there pretty close to the shore. I don't know if anything's going to come up there and mess with it or not, but that'll probably be our last hoorah on that one. Side imaging is important. I use it all the time to find bait. Side imaging is great. I use side imaging when I'm scouting out a place to fish, and Keith and I were talking about it the other day. The spot I got my personal best back in December. I was running straight sonar when I come up on it, and it looked like there was just a bunch of, I was going to guess, just some bigger rocks down there. And I switched over to side and noticed that there were some trees. You'll get White River or Current River, you'll get some hogs and peepholes. Who was it caught something out of the Current River the other day? Somebody was telling me that. I don't remember if it was Parker or Rob or who it was. Somebody told me they caught a big old fish out of Current River. And it was somebody I was talking to in person. I wish I could remember who it was, but I've slipped since then. But I started running up that shoreline, looking at, on sonar, it looked like just a bunch of, oh yeah. We'll leave that thing alone until the bobber goes under, but that bluegill he started taking off there for a second. So something's got his attention. He ain't happy. But it was trees laid like they'd fallen off straight in from the shore, and you could see them on side scan going back up. And I got up in there that day. There were some nice fish. That's a pretty good video. 5 or 6, 7 fish in a real short amount of time, including a new personal best. This poor lake. They are not wanting to bite tonight, other than that one little weak takedown we had for a second. But I like those bobbers. I don't do them very often. I do like being able to see what my fish is doing. Mega imaging for hummingbird is like you have a HD camera. It's crazy good in shallow stump fields on the lake. I've heard that mega imaging is awesome. I'm kind of at odds with hummingbird right now. Not over the quality of their sonar, their imaging, but over Heath just lost 2 units, and I almost lost 1 from water intrusion, and they weren't in really any position that they should have gotten filled with water, but somehow they both managed to. So I caught mine and got it dried out, and everything worked good. And unfortunately, the 2 that Heath had, we don't know how long they sat full of water, but it was enough to trash them. Yeah. Now those were the five. Those were the Helix. He had two Helix 5s, and I have a Helix 7 that did that. And it seems like the quality of the product changes. Seems like the quality of the product changes as soon as you go to a 9 or above. You go to a 9 or above, and it's like night and day difference. But if you've got a 5 or 7, Heath's right. They told him last year he had a transducer die right after, maybe 2 weeks after he bought his unit, and they told him it wasn't covered under warranty because the product was an old one or something. And we put a thing on. Oh, something messed with that booty up. Who knows? He may just be getting upset about being under that bobber. I don't know. But he's back up there at the end of the boat ramp. He may be trying to go up under that boat ramp or something. I blasted him on Twitter, tagged him in it, and they made it right. They made it right within about 4 hours. Suddenly it was an issue, but I've seen the email from him where they told him it was not covered under warranty, blah, blah, blah. And 4 hours later, they were changing their tune, so. Roboto has something with spot lock on there for sure. Spot lock is wonderful. Spot lock is, and it's really neat. If you find something, drop that trolling motor, and you might still be coasting from your outboard, just shutting your outboard off. You hit that spot lock, and when you stop coasting, that motor brings you back to where you were. We were playing with that out here on this lake one day, actually. If I can get the seals fixed in the lower unit on that boat that has that Tarova, we're seeing a lot more. That's an airplane. We're seeing a lot more spot lock. As I was the smart guy that put the fancy trolling motor on the boat that I keep having problems out of. Hey, you like the two rods? I like them. That's the one in the back now is a Tanglewood Catfish Extreme spinning rod, and it's what we started out tonight. Started out tonight with two of the Extreme spinnings, but the rod I had rigged up with the bobber is a Rippin' Lips Super Cat. It's the previous generation Super Cat. And Jerry Parker's sending me messages. Jerry, I'll reply back to you when I get off live here. It'll be a whole lot longer anyway. I got work in the morning. But yeah, that's that Rippin' Lips Super Cat, and it's got it'd be the thing if I get a big old flathead. It'd be the rod that does it tonight, because it's got a little Abu 5000. Shoot, I can't remember what that thing's called. It come on a combo in the late 90s with gold colored Abu 5000. Good little reel, but let's see what they do. We just cannot buy a bite tonight, guys. I almost went to the river, and now I'm almost wishing I had. Let's see what we got here. You two gonna lay back on that here. All right, buddy. I'll talk to you tomorrow. I traded when I bought Project Drift Sock earlier in the, or late in the winter this year, back about February. The guy threw in an old trolling motor, and it was nothing real fancy. It was like a 14-pound thrust, 12-volt, come over on the Mayflower. And I stuck that thing on Facebook Marketplace and said, I think I was asking $25 or $30 for it, or trade me something for it. And a guy sent me a picture of a bunch of reels, and he said, I'll trade you a reel, pick one. And I eyeballed that Abu 5000 and asked him if that would be, what he'd have to have for that, and he said he'd trade it even, so I jumped right on it, so. I think I ended up with the better end of the deal on that one. We've been an hour 41. We'll ride this out to a full 2 hours, and then so we got about 20 minutes left, and unless we just start slaying the fish, we're gonna call it quits at that point. My citronella candle is not doing its job as well as it was earlier tonight. Make sure I ain't missing nothing in chat. Having older Abu investors love it, even though it's loud when casted. Yeah, they were, but they're bulletproof, and the good thing about those older Abus, they're going to. That ain't no kidding. There, Twisted Fishing. The state bird of Illinois is the mosquito, I think. Robert Sterling, hey, how's it going, buddy? That's I think a new name. I don't know. I don't know that I've seen you in one of my lives before, but welcome. If I've missed you, I apologize, but it looks like a new name there. And we're kind of sitting, hanging out, and shooting the bull because the fish aren't biting right now. But we might try it again tomorrow. Might try it again tomorrow on the bait shop. Mine has the wooden rollers on the tree. Oh, that is old. I've got a couple like that I've got put away that were my grandpa's. And they, you reach that point where it's just like, I'm not going to use that reel anymore. It's got sentimental value to it, and I'd hate to see it get tore up. So it's sitting on the shelf at home. It's been cleaned and oiled up and everything, and it'll probably never be put on a rod again. But unless one day one of my kids decides that when I'm long gone that they're gonna fish with it, and if they do, well, you know what, that's okay too. So. Yeah, we should have tried the deeper water of the Spillway. Live in Georgia and fish Lake Sinclair. I've heard of that one. And Lake Oconee. Been catching a lot of blues in the heat of the day, and the 20 to 30 pound rates coming off the nest. Nice, nice. I was telling people in chat earlier there, Jim, that we did a live tournament this past weekend. Saturday on my channel. It was a live catfishing tournament. We had people from all over fishing. It was all on the Ohio River, but people were fishing all up and down different parts. And we caught a 25.5 pound blue pretty early on into the tournament. And when I picked her up, show her off to the camera a little bit, she spit eggs all down my shirt, and I would have thought she'd have dumped those by now, but for whatever reason she hadn't. Keep seeing that line move where that bluegill is moving around. He's all the way over the other side of the boat ramp now. I need Chris Flores over here with me. He can work magic when it comes to fishing under these bobbers for catfish. speaking of him, he and I had talked about a while back. We haven't, nothing set in stone yet, and I would say that this is probably going to be a winter project. He and I were talking about, because a few years ago we did a build your own rod and reel challenge where we both built a rod and a reel and then went and tried to catch a catfish on it. And we enjoyed it. Everybody that watched it seemed to enjoy it. We ended up bringing those rods and reels with us to Catfish Conference in 2019, I think, probably, and letting people check them out. And we were talking earlier this year about doing a build your own boat challenge. So I'm gonna have to get with Chris at some point and talk to him and say, hey, let's do this over the winter, and we'll come springtime we'll get that thing out and try to catch a fish out of it. I've got an idea of how I would like to do mine, but that's always subject to change depending on what I can get my hands on to build it. So, I like stuff like that. I like those crazy build videos and jet powered boat. That'd be awesome. That's probably a little bit out of my budget. Y'all trying to get me in trouble. I gotta have a boat. To get done with this build your own boat, I'm gonna give it away to somebody. Somebody come and get it. I don't know if you'll be able to license it. It might have to be a pond boat or something, but probably put away. No, Tony had about 45 minutes ago, I cast that back rod all the way over, almost up onto that island. I was probably only 3 or 4 feet off the shore, and I had a couple, I wouldn't even call them a takedown, I had a couple just tugs on it, but brought it back in, and there was no, it didn't look like anything had been chomping on the fish head, and obviously it didn't hook up. So it's been a slow night out here in a spot that honestly I wasn't sure if I'd catch a catfish out here or not. It's always looked good, it's always looked promising, but we always end up going elsewhere. So I honestly wasn't sure when we started doing this whether we'd get signal or not, but surprisingly had a full-scale signal whenever we were I pulled up out here. So we're down to about the last 10 minutes. We need a fish. We need something to take it down. Mr. Bluegill under the bobber has gone up to, I still want a jet challenge. Oh man, that'd be fun. I tell you what, I never thought I wanted one until I was there's a channel I watch called Send It John Boats. And if you guys go over and check him out, leave him a comment and let him know that I sent you over there, because he puts out some crazy videos messing with John boats. He'll build up the transoms, but he did a video earlier this year where he bought three mud motor kits, and he bought these Harbor Freight Predator engines, and he put a mud motor together and he tested every one of these on the same boat and tried to prop them as close as he could to the same, see which one ran better and everything else. And I never thought I wanted a mud motor until I watched that video, and I was talking to him about it and said, well, I've got a real small 14-footer, and he told me something about they put it on a 12-foot boat or something like that. Of course, you're probably running with that much boat in the water, but it got me wanting one of those mud motors, especially for some of this shallow stuff up here. It'd be great. But that's one of those, I can't really justify it, but if I ever had the extra money, I'd probably come home with one, kind of thing. Well, look, I think we might have a full moon. Give me a second here. Oop. Let's see here. I hit the old thing for the thing here. There we go. Let me get back over, hey, get over there. Get that thing turned where I want it. Oh yeah. Well, if that thing isn't full, it's close to it. It's getting ready to come up over those trees. He swam all the way to shore again. Let's pitch him out somewhere. Finish out our video. I got that old bluegill as far as I could over to the other shore where we were getting that bite a minute ago. And if whatever was over there couldn't take a cut piece of shad, I don't hold out a whole lot of hope of him taking that whole live bluegill. And it's a good, about 3/4 palm size. Got the whisker seeker rods out. They're awesome. I want one of those. Hey, Chunky's back. You missed it a little while ago, Chunky. I was getting a little bit of a pull down on that rod with the cut bait, and I was going to try to stick my finger out here and make it touch. I was telling everybody I learned that by watching you. So. We're just fishing with the old. Heck, get out of here. Bankmaster Pro tonight. Mike Turner, what's going on, brother? Good to see you. We're finishing out the last about 6 minutes here. The chopsticks on the lower rod, lots of fun. Just on break at work. Oh, that's always fun. Get away for a few minutes at least, you know. I kept hoping this has always looked like it should be Flathead City, but they're not wanting to cooperate tonight if it is. So, but we got a full moon fixing to rise up over the trees here, which I'm sure isn't going to do much for our cause, but it definitely explains a lot. Oh. Something found the cut bait. We'll have to keep an eye on that one for a second. So. It's twice now that we've seen action, and they've both been shallow. I mean, that cut bait probably ain't sitting in a foot of water, guys. 1.5 feet tops. But we'll take it if something wants to bite. Those Uncle Lou rods look awesome. I've got to get me one of those. You know, I love my tangling with catfish. Don't get me wrong. That's my favorite rod in the world. But I like to try out the other ones too. You know, I've got some of Chris's rods. I've got a couple of the flathead rods, blue cat rods. Uh, that one over there is a ripping lips. Uh, little bit of everything. You know, I got a couple slime cats, which slime cat makes that they call it a kayak rod, but I bought that for my daughter, and it's that I think it's like 5'7", and that's the perfect length for a kid. Right here, you're exactly right. 4 ounces in. Nice. Still got that bobber on a free line over here, just kind of letting that thing. He's hanging out on it over there by that island. But you toss him in, and he'll swim all the way back here this boat ramp. It won't take him long. He's going in circles and going nuts right now. So. Might be a turtle messing with him. What we got going on there? That thing restarted or something. My timer restarted on me. Guys, it looks like it's not gonna do anything for us tonight, so I think I'm gonna call this one quits. I gotta work early in the morning, but Chad Fields was in here earlier fishing with the Chad. Guys, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Central, over on Chad's channel. It's Thursday night. He's gonna be doing the bait shop. Guys, go over there and check that out tomorrow. He'll be live doing the bait shop, and if I can swing it, I think I'm going to jump in there for a little while, maybe try to be live fishing during the bait shop, see if we can't catch a fish during it. And if the fish will cooperate, well, we'll just, when the bait shop's over, we'll just jump over back to my channel and keep going live. So guys, appreciate everybody that stopped in tonight. Thanks for helping me kill the time, because it would have been extremely boring out here if I'd have been sitting out here all by myself with nobody to talk to and no fish biting. So wish we could have got a fish tonight. 44 pounder on Ugly Stick Saturday because I broke my B&M. It was a heck of a battle. I bet it would be. Has, what's going on, man? We're getting ready to cut the live loose. The fish are not cooperating tonight, man. It's good to see you, though. Let's see if we can get that over here. But anyway, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap it up for tonight. Appreciate all of you stopping in, and we'll see you tomorrow on the bait shop over at Fishing with the Chad. And like I said, I've been having internet issues. My internet provider and I are going round. It took me threatening to call the bank today and do a chargeback, because they just charged us for a month of service, and the day they charged us for a month of service, our internet went completely out, and they haven't been returning emails and won't answer the phone. So what's that tell you? They ain't been real good. But suddenly I threatened them with the chargeback, and within 15 minutes I had a response, and they're trying to get it fixed for me. So I've been having a hotspot off my phone to upload anything, and I don't have unlimited data on my phone, so I have to be careful what I do. But one way or the other, we will get a Short Tip Saturday video up this week. It's, like I said, it's going to be about customizing your screens on your Lowrance fish finders. And I've got a spillway fishing video coming up real soon too. So guys, good night. Thank you for all for sticking around, and hope you had fun even though we didn't come up with a fish. So guys, until next time, we'll catch you out on the water.